All right, let's dive into another deep dive. And today we are talking all about resumes.
Ooh, resumes.
That's right, those things that seem so simple on the surface, but can really make or break your chances of landing that dream job.
That's right. And you know, it's funny because in today's digital age, the humble resume, it still holds so much power. It's your first impression.
It is, it's your foot in the door. And that's why we're diving into this great guide from Rezoom called Resume Mistakes, 15 Pitfalls to Avoid and Land Interviews.
Oh, I like that title.
Yeah, very catchy. And get this, they say that over 75% of resumes, they never even make it past those applicant tracking systems. Like, can you believe that?
It's true. It's a bummer.
All that effort just to be rejected by a robot?
It's the reality that we're dealing with, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited to dive into this guide.
Absolutely. So with the right strategies, we can navigate those systems and make sure our resume actually lands in the hands of a real person, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Rezoom kicks things off with a huge emphasis on format. They're all about a clear, targeted layout.
It's like first impressions, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That first impression.
If a recruiter's sifting through a mountain of resumes, yours needs to be visually appealing and easy to read, right?
You know, think of it like walking into a well-organized store versus a cluttered one. Where are you more likely to find what you're looking for?
Definitely the organized store. If I can't even find the right aisle, I'm out of there.
Exactly. It's the same for recruiters encountering a poorly formatted resume.
Yeah, they're going to move on. So it's important that we choose the right resume type, whether that's chronological, functional, or hybrid, and then being consistent with the styling.
Yes, yes. Consistency is key.
So no Comic Sans font and rainbow colors.
Oh, please no.
No, we're not doing that. But here's where it gets really interesting. Rezoom is a big advocate for tailoring your resume for each job application. No more generic, one-size-fits-all approach.
You got to tailor it. It's like showing up to a job interview wearing pajamas.
You're not going to get the job.
No, it sends the wrong message.
I once received a resume for a marketing position, and it was loaded with accounting experience.
Oh, wow.
Talk about missing the mark. It's like they didn't even read the job description.
Yeah, I probably did.
It was rough. So it's really crucial that we take the time to customize our content, highlight those achievements that are most relevant to that particular role that shows genuine interest.
It shows you care, yes.
Okay, so Rezoom calls the professional summary prime real estate at the top of your resume.
Prime real estate.
Yes, I've heard of this, but honestly, I've always been a little unsure about how to write one effectively.
You know, think of it as your elevator pitch. You have just a few sentences to capture the recruiter's attention, highlight your key skills and achievements.
So instead of saying, I'm a results-oriented individual, which I see all the time,
Yeah.
I might say, I consistently exceed sales targets by 15%. Like, hit them with those hard facts.
Yes, impactful verbs, quantify your accomplishments, tailor it to the specific role.
Make a strong first impression. I like it. Now let's dive into something that I think a lot of people struggle with, showcasing achievements versus just listing responsibilities.
It's a common mistake.
It is, right? How do we get past that?
So this is where you move beyond simply stating what you did and focus on the impact you made. So instead of saying, managed a team of 5, tell them how you led a team of 5 to exceed quarterly goals by 20%, for example.
It's like the difference between saying I baked a cake and I created a 3-tiered chocolate masterpiece that won first place at the county fair.
Exactly. You get specific.
Yes.
And you add those numbers.
Numbers are our friends.
Yes, they are.
Okay, so now for the part that everyone dreads.
Yeah.
Those applicant tracking systems, the ATS, I get it. We need to optimize for them. But honestly, sometimes it feels like playing a game where the rules are constantly changing.
Well, think of it like this. ATS systems, they're designed to look for specific keywords in formatting.
I see, so they're looking for the right words.
Yes, so while you shouldn't stuff your resume with keywords, make sure they align with the job description. That's key.
So if they're looking for project management experience, I need to make sure those exact words are in my resume.
Exactly. Use standard headings like work experience and skills, and stick to compatible file formats like docx or PDF. No fancy graphics or unusual fonts that could trip up the system.
Got it. So it's a bit like speaking the robot language.
Yeah, you could say that.
But it seems worth it considering how many resumes get filtered out before a human even sees them.
Absolutely. It's worth the effort.
Now let's shift gears and talk about something that might seem obvious, but is often overlooked. Keeping your resume concise and relevant.
So important.
Do I really need to list every single job I've ever had dating back to my high school days?
Not unless your summer job as a lifeguard directly relates to your current career aspirations.
So what, focus on the last 10 to 15 years of experience?
Yes, and be selective with the information that you include.
Okay, and what about personal information like age, marital status, or hobbies? Should those be on there?
Unless it's directly relevant to the role, it's best to leave it out. The focus should be on your skills and experience, not your personal life.
Right. It's all about presenting that targeted and professional image.
Absolutely.
Speaking of professional, let's talk about something that can instantly ruin that image. Typos and grammatical errors.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Huge. I'm a total grammar nerd, and I once found a typo on my resume like moments before submitting it.
Oh no.
Talk about a heart-stopping moment.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, so it's crucial that we have a multi-layered approach to proofreading, use tools like Grammarly, read your resume aloud, and if possible, have someone else take a fresh look.
Fresh eyes are so important.
Yes, always helpful. Now let's tackle those dreaded buzzwords and jargon that seem to plague so many resumes, the team player, results-oriented, synergy kind of stuff.
Oh yeah, those words, they're often meaningless without context.
Sure.
So instead of relying on vague terms, use specific language and quantifiable achievements to demonstrate your skills and experience. Don't just tell me you're a hard worker. Give me an example of a time you went above and beyond.
Show, don't tell.
Exactly.
Classic writing rule for a reason.
Yes, it is.
So this leads us to another crucial point. Resume length. What is the sweet spot? Too short, and you might not be showcasing everything. Too long, and you risk losing the reader's attention.
Right. So for most mid-level roles, 1 to 2 pages is the ideal length. Senior executives with extensive experience might need a 3rd page, but every line must be relevant.
Okay, quality over quantity.
Yes.
Got it. Now let's talk numbers and metrics. Rezoom is all about quantifying achievements to demonstrate impact. I know this is important, but I sometimes struggle to quantify things, especially when I can't share exact figures due to confidentiality.
Even if you can't share specific numbers, you can still use approximations or percentages to give your achievements more weight. So for example, instead of saying you increased sales, you might say you contributed to a 20% increase in sales within a year.
Yeah, I like that. Even without those exact numbers, it gives a clearer picture of the impact I had.
It does, yeah.
Right. Now let's shift gears and talk about something that's particularly relevant for career changers, transferable skills.
Oh yeah, this is a good one.
How do we highlight skills from one field when applying for a job in a completely different industry?
It's all about identifying those core skills that translate across industries and showcasing how your past experiences demonstrate those skills. So for instance, managing a team of volunteers for a nonprofit that requires leadership, organization, and communication skills, all of which are valuable in a corporate setting.
So it's not just about the specific tasks, but those underlying abilities that can be applied in different contexts.
Exactly.
Don't underestimate the power of storytelling either.
Oh yeah, tell a story.
Share a brief anecdote about how you successfully applied a skill in a previous role. It can make your resume more engaging and memorable.
For sure.
So that wraps up part 1 of our deep dive into resume mistakes. We've covered a lot of ground, from formatting and ATS optimization to quantifying achievements and highlighting transferable skills.
Wow, that's good stuff.
Yeah, we have. And we'll be back in part 2 to delve into even more strategies for creating a resume that stands out from the crowd.
Can't wait.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into resume mistakes. So in part 1, we covered some pretty crucial ground, from formatting and ATS optimization to highlighting those all-important achievements.
Yes, we talked about how to showcase that unique value proposition, and that leads us very nicely into something that is often overlooked, the importance of soft skills.
Soft skills, so you mean like being a good listener, having a positive attitude, being a team player.
Exactly, those interpersonal skills.
Honestly, I've always been kind of unsure how much those things actually matter. On a resume, I mean, aren't hard skills and experience like what employers really care about?
Well, hard skills are very important, of course, but soft skills are increasingly valuable. Think about it. Technical skills, those can be taught. But those interpersonal skills, the ability to communicate effectively, collaborate, adapt to change, those are harder to come by.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
So how do we showcase these soft skills on a resume?
Right.
It's not like we can just list good listener under our skills section.
Yeah, you're right. You need to be a little more subtle. Instead of just stating the skill, try weaving it into the narrative of your achievements. So, for example, instead of saying managed a team of 5, you might say successfully led a team of 5 through a complex project fostering collaboration, and ensuring clear communication throughout, you see.
I see. So you're not just telling them you're a good communicator. You're actually showing them through a specific example.
Exactly. Show, don't tell. And choose those soft skills that are most relevant to the job that you're targeting. So if you're applying for a customer service role, highlight those communication and problem-solving skills.
Makes sense. Now let's talk about something that seems, I don't know, maybe a little basic, but is often overlooked. The skills section. Haven't we been talking about skills this whole time?
We have, yes. But having a dedicated skills section on your resume, it offers a quick snapshot of your capabilities for both the ATS and the human recruiter. It's a way to showcase what you bring to the table.
Right. So how should we organize this section? Any tips?
Keep it clear and concise. You can group your hard and soft skills separately using bullet points for readability.
Uh-huh.
And remember those keywords we talked about earlier. Make sure your skills section aligns with those specific keywords mentioned in the job description.
Keywords, keywords, keywords. It's like they're the key to unlocking that interview door.
They are very important.
Okay, now let's talk about something that seems so simple but can easily trip people up. Contact information.
Oh yeah, this is a big one.
You'd be surprised how many resumes I've seen that have outdated or inaccurate contact details. It's like, come on.
It happens all the time. It's like trying to deliver a package to the wrong address.
Totally. I've definitely been guilty of forgetting to update my address after a move.
Oh yeah, we've all been there.
Yeah, talk about a missed opportunity. So what's the best practice here?
Make sure your phone number and email address are current, they're up to date, and while we're on the topic, consider creating a separate email address just for your professional, applications and whatnot.
So no more embarrassing nicknames or inside jokes in my email address.
No, keep it professional.
Okay, got it. What about LinkedIn? Should we include that URL on our resume?
LinkedIn has become such an integral part of the job search now. For many industries, recruiters often use it to learn more about candidates, so make sure your profile is up to date and it aligns with the information that's on your resume.
So think of it as like your online resume.
Exactly. It's an extension of your professional brand.
I like that. Okay, now let's talk about something that is constantly evolving. Modern resume trends and tools.
This is a fun one.
Are we talking about ditching those old Word templates and embracing the sleek modern designs?
While there's nothing inherently wrong with using Word, there are so many resume building platforms out there that offer customizable, ATS-friendly templates, and they have features like keyword optimization and analytics.
Wow, it's amazing how technology can really enhance the resume writing process.
Yeah, it really can.
So what are some of the current design trends that we should be aware of?
Minimalist designs, clean lines, ample white space, and easy-to-read fonts. Those are key. Think less is more. You want your resume to be visually appealing and easy to navigate.
Got it. So no more cramming every single thing onto one page.
No, don't do that.
Okay, good to know. Now, before we move on, Rezoom shares some bonus tips to help you avoid some of those common resume pitfalls. Ready for a rapid-fire round? All right, first up, use active voice. Instead of saying responsible for, say, managed or led, it makes those accomplishments sound much more dynamic.
Yes, strong verbs.
Strong verbs. All right. What else?
Highlight any relevant certifications or training. It shows that you're committed to professional development.
Good point.
And always, always follow those submission guidelines.
Oh, yes, that's important.
If they say PDF, send a PDF. Don't make the recruiter jump through hoops just to open your resume.
You're just making their job harder.
Exactly.
All right, so make it easy for them.
Yes. Now, rename your resume file professionally. Something like first name, last name, resume.pdf is so much better than just resume.pdf.
Oh, that's a good tip. I never even thought about that.
And of course, honesty is paramount. Don't exaggerate or fabricate information. It will eventually catch up with you.
Yeah, keep it real.
Yes. And finally, proofread, proofread, proofread.
Multiple times if necessary. I'm a firm believer in the power of fresh eyes
Yes.
to catch those errors. So we've covered a ton of information so far in this deep dive.
We have.
We've talked about everything from formatting and content to ATS optimization and modern trends. But, the key takeaway here is that your resume, it's a reflection of you and your professional journey.
It is, yeah.
It's your chance to really showcase those skills, experience, and unique value to potential employers.
And with just a little bit of strategy and attention to detail, you can create a resume that opens doors and propels you towards your career goals.
Now get ready for part 3, where we'll wrap up our deep dive and leave you with some final thoughts and resources. Don't go anywhere. And we are back for the final part of our deep dive, all about those resume mistakes.
It's been quite a journey, hasn't it?
It really has. We've gone through so much.
So much information.
Yeah, but before we send you all off to revamp your resumes, let's take a moment and recap some of the key takeaways from our deep dive. What stands out to you the most?
One thing that really stuck with me is just how much emphasis there is on presenting a clear and concise narrative. Your resume isn't just a list of jobs and duties.
Right.
It's a story. Like, it's the story of your professional journey.
I love that analogy. It's like we're creating a movie trailer for our career.
Yeah.
Highlighting the most exciting parts to capture the viewer's attention, which in this case would be the recruiter.
Exactly. You want to leave them wanting more, eager to learn more about you and what you can bring to their company.
So how do we create that compelling narrative? We've talked a lot about focusing on achievements over responsibilities, but what are some other key ingredients?
Quantifiable results whenever possible. Back up your achievements with numbers, percentages, or metrics.
Yes, show me the numbers.
Don't just tell me you increased sales. Show me by how much.
Right. Those numbers really tack a punch. And of course, we can't forget about those key words. It's like we're speaking the language of the ATS, right?
Absolutely. Making sure your resume is aligned with the language of the job description. That's so essential for getting past those automated gatekeepers and into the hands of a human recruiter.
It's almost like a secret code.
It is, kinda.
But once you crack it, I mean, it can make all the difference. We also talked about embracing those modern resume building platforms and those design trends. It's really amazing how technology can transform something as, I don't know, traditional as a resume.
For sure. Those platforms can be really helpful. They offer those sleek, customizable templates that are both visually appealing and ATS friendly.
Right.
So it takes out some of the guesswork.
They often have those features like keyword optimization and analytics, which can really give you a lot of valuable insight into how your resume is performing.
Right. It can tell you what's working and what's not.
Exactly. Okay, so before we wrap up, Rezoom has a thought-provoking question to all of our listeners. What is one specific action that you can take today to improve your resume based on what we've talked about?
I love that.
That's a good one to ponder. Maybe it's updating your skills section with some keywords, quantifying your achievements, or giving your layout a modern refresh.
Whatever it is, take that first step.
Yes, take action.
It's an investment in your future.
And if you're looking for some extra guidance, be sure to check out Rezoom's Professional Resume Builder. It is packed with features and resources to help you create a standout resume that gets noticed.
It's a great tool.
So we hope you found this deep dive into resume mistakes insightful and empowering.
I think we covered a lot.
We did.
Best of luck with the job search, everyone.
Yeah, good luck out there.